Welcome to the Museum of Science and Technology, which was established in 1956. The idea came up when two lecturers from Legon, University of Ghana, decided that the Ghanaian youth needed a space where we could showcase technological advancement, which would inspire Ghanaians to also invent something for Ghana and for the rest of the world. So this museum was built by Osajifo Kwame Nkrumah in the year 1965. Now there's a lot of exhibits upstairs, but the museum allows artists to use this, which is more like a basement. They're allowed to use this space for other artists to do, whether it's painting or sculpture. So today, we're here to look at the works of a Ghanaian artist called Isaac Atu Jackson. And his work is mostly on tarpaulin, rubber, plastic, and it's called Not Wrapped in Cellophane. Cellophane means rubber, what we call plastic. So that's just for you to have an idea. Now, as I said earlier, there's a lot of rubbish everywhere. Where you live, where I live, if you walk in, you're in front of the museum now, you see there's a lot of plastic bottles, paper, you name it. The packs that we use for food, we don't we don't dispose of them properly. We just throw them. We throw them and we are comfortable living with all this bola around us. So Isaac is trying to make a comment that we need to change the way we think. We need to think about the environment. We need to live in a clean place. And also the fact that you can make art with everything and anything. So instead of throwing something on the ground, rather think of what you can do with it. Okay, so you are killing two birds. You are making your place clean and you are creating something beautiful or something meaningful. We'll talk about that. Talking about so now go round and then we'll look at the material. We'll look at the material that the artist decided to use for his works. Okay, so usually I don't know about you. I'm sure when you teach the kids how to create art, I'm sure you use the traditional tools. So it's usually paint, brush, or pencil and paper. It's good to learn how to create art. But the thing is that, as you can see, you don't need always paint, you don't need brush, and you don't need necessarily pencil. In this case, he has painted, so of course he needed paint. Okay, but then talking about the medium, the surface, if you come closer, you see that, you see what it is. It's not paper, it's not canvas. Okay, now this could probably is even, I don't know, but I assume it's even something that has been upcycled. So instead of maybe they use this somewhere, to cover somewhere. It could be whatever, maybe a car washing base, you name it. Maybe somebody used it to cover their car. Instead of throwing this away, this has now become for art. Okay, it's become a work of art. This t-shirt that Mohammed is wearing, the day it spoils, the day there are holes in it, instead of throwing it away, this t-shirt can become a piece of art. It does not need to be thrown away. It can be used. Okay? For example, there's an artist who collects chalewote, flip-flops that people have thrown away. Any chalewote that he sees, he picks it up and he cuts it in pieces and he does a collage. So he cuts the chalewote in little cubes and he creates abstract art. Okay? Which brings us to another thing which is important to understand. Art doesn't have to be beautiful. Art has to be meaningful. It's not all art that has to be nice. That's not the job of art. Art is supposed to make you think. Art allows you freedom to imagine the future. You don't have to paint what you see. You can invent something in your head that doesn't exist. Artists created the future. For example, Leonardo da Vinci, who was an Italian artist in the 1500s in Italy, imagined a tank and he imagined a submarine before it was even invented. Are you getting my point? It's just something that he thought of. Of course, the design was not perfect. Later, technology, the scientists or whatever, they had to perfect it. But art is about ideas. You don't have to paint only sunsets, I don't know, market women with tomatoes, painting each other's portraits. That is not what you have to paint. There's a lot of that, and there's nothing novel, and there's nothing new. You have to think of yourself as the people who will change the future for a better place. If it means talking about dirt, about pollution, about crime, it's fine. That is the job of artists. It's not all artists have to paint the same thing. Somebody will paint something beautiful, that's fine. We need different artists. It's like music, in it. You have reggae, you have jazz, correct? You have classical music, you have Afrobeat. It's the same with art. People use different medium, but also people tell different stories. Okay? Art is also used as therapy. Sometimes people are sad. Sometimes they can't even talk. Sometimes you have a problem, and it's not always that you can talk about that problem to somebody. Maybe you think nobody will understand you. But you can use art to express whatever, whether it's sadness or joy. And when I say art, by the way, not only painting or sculpture is art. Poetry is art. Dancing is art. Performing on the stage is art. Playing an instrument is art. Do you get me? Even architects who build buildings, they are artists first and foremost. They design a space before somebody, an engineer, comes to build it. So it's important to understand that everything is art. There's nothing here that is not art. From your flip flops, somebody designed it. It was designed, it has a shape, it has a color, it looks pretty. You like it. You get it. The purpose of art is to make you think, to allow you a channel also to express yourself, to contribute with ideas to humanity. Now, we live in a country right now, the first thing we talk about was filth. So our problem today is that this dirt, there are too many people living in Accra. The people who are supposed to collect the rubbish don't do it. We don't know how to dispose of our trash or our rubbish. So we have gotten comfortable and we live with it. So a solution to it is to create art with the filth. Do you get me? And when I say filth, yes, something is like I always say, even a diamond, before a diamond shines, eh, it's taken out of somewhere dirty, dark, then it's polished, then it shines, then it's beautiful, then you want to wear it. You can use anything around you. Jamal can decide tomorrow that he will pick up all the white packs, the ones that we use for takeaway food. He can decide that he will pick them, clean them, obviously, because there's food, and he can decide to create art with it and put it somewhere near his house or somewhere where everybody will see it. So you are doing something good for the environment. You're forcing people to think. You are setting a good example because maybe if Jamal does it, then other children or other grown-ups will see it and they would also do it. Do you understand? Let's go a bit further and then you can see some other surfaces that the artist decided to work on, which is also upcycled material. So it's the difference is that this is transparent, okay? Yes. Don't restrict yourself to painting things that are immediately recognizable. Like don't feel that you have to. You can. It's a choice. You're an artist. You are free. It's your expression. It's coming from your soul. So whatever you choose to do, that's fine. However, what's important for you to understand is you are not forced to always paint things that are recognizable. You can just decide to splash color. What is important is that the story that you are willing to tell, the emotion that you put into it, is it from your heart? Is it from your soul? You understand? What are you commenting on? Is it a personal story? Or is it something to do with whatever, humanity or politics? You can talk about anything. Do you get me? In art. So basically, this is why when you see it, you see he didn't paint anybody's features. You can see the outline, the contour. You know that this is probably a lady, this is a gent. But the idea was not to show somebody's eyes and nose and their fingernails. No. And that is his style. Of course, tomorrow he can decide to paint something else, but that's fine. Okay. So the purpose of you coming here today is, first of all, as a Ghanaian, everybody should visit the Museum of Science and Technology. Secondly, is for you to understand that as artists, you have a lot of freedom and power because art gives you power. Art can be political. In fact, art is political. When you're commenting on something, when you're commenting on the environment or on politics or on the way women are treated or on religion or whatever, you understand that art is political. So, as an artist, you are responsible for your actions because what you do will impact somebody. Somebody will come and see your work. So you have to paint honestly but also responsibly. And don't limit yourself to just beautiful portraits. There's more to life than beautiful portraits. We have cameras now. Can all take selfies.